Hey, hey, how you doing? I am on a roll. I don't know why I have so much energy, but let's get it. This is my third video today, which is why the outfit is the same. Anyway, episode season 3, episode 2 of Claws. I watched them all back to back, so I'm doing these videos back to back, trying to stay on top of things. I'm trying to be more consistent. So yeah, moving on. So it looks like Desna and okay. So in the last video, I said that they were back in the shop. They weren't in the shop yet. I watched these back to back, so I got a little confused. But now in this episode, they bought the shop back from the auction, and so they're dividing their time between the shop and the casino, right? So Clay, I think I was calling him Cliff in the last review, but it's Clay. Clay slash Uncle Daddy. Clay is there, and he's begging Desna for a license because he needs licenses to wash money and to sell the illegal prescription drugs through the nail shop and through the clinic across the way that Dr. Ken works in. Right, so Desna is, she decides that she'll do it, but they have to pay her a certain amount of money. And Toby, for whatever reason, he's Clay. He's the champion for Clay right now, and everybody needs to bow down and give Uncle Daddy the respect. I guess I have to call him Uncle Daddy because Clay is just, I can't remember it. Give Uncle Daddy the respect that he deserves as a white man in America. That's the message I'm getting. I'm sorry. Like, we need to respect him because he's a white man in America and he should be at the top of all totem poles. Well, bitch, that ain't how it worked out. You may ask the black lady in charge. I'm sorry, Toby. But I digress. So Desna's all over the place because, the M's, they decided to keep her busy so that she won't be in their business, even though because they insist on being at the casino, right? So she's all over the place, and Virginia's calling, and, she don't know what to do, and there's a lot of things happening. So she's trying to be nosy and run all these businesses. So she's being worn a little thin right now, but that's my girl Desna. She gonna get it together. She gonna figure it out, right? So somehow Clay and Toby are hanging out, and they see Virginia, and they're starting to feel really guilty about Virginia because she's not even upset about her situation. Like, she's just wearing her little cute decorative eye patch. She's spreading words of wisdom. She's not even mad about her situation. And so that, I guess that makes them feel really awful because, Clay covered her for Toby, and Toby he was going after Desna. Virginia was definitely innocent in the situation. So they kind of feel bad about that. So Virginia is letting Clay know, hey, whatever it is that's on your heart, just let it off. I guess she can kind of sense like people's sadness and things now that she's gotten this eye transplant and something is changing about her. She doesn't know, like, hey, whatever it is, just get it off your chest. So, you can tell like people are being affected by whatever Virginia is saying to them. I don't know what kind of trance, I'm going to say, for lack of a better term, she's putting over people, but it compels Clay to tell Roller the truth about his family, right? So Roller is not talking to Clay right now because he feels like Clay killed his dad, which in actuality he did, but there's a dynamic that he knows nothing about, right? So Clay tells Roller the truth, and he lets him know, like, hey, your dad was actually a piece of shit. Like, he was trash. He would always beat your mom and do all these different things. And there was one day that your mom came to my door with you and your brother, which is Bryce, came to my door with you boys in hand, saying, hey, help me. He's gonna kill me, right? And he back in that time he figured, hey, a man's house is his business, and I can't get involved with that. So he didn't get involved. In that same day, Clay's brother, which is Roller's dad, beat his mom to death, right? And he was like, he felt guilty about not helping her. So he went back to Roller's dad's house and killed him, which justice is served to me. I mean, you kill somebody, they killed you. Point blank period. But Roller is still upset about the fact, like, hey, you didn't help my mom and you let her die. So when he walked to the conversation, he was upset because Clay killed his dad. And now he's upset because, yeah, Clay, you killed my dad in defense of my mom, but you didn't help my mom and you had an opportunity to, so you're still trash, and I'll never want to see you again. So you wanted the truth, but then you weren't happy when you got it. I don't know. Roller is very emotional, but I could sympathize. I understand. So back at the casino, there is a bodybuilder competition that they host every year, I guess just as a front for them to be bringing money in and out of the casino. And one of the ladies from the bodybuilding convention is asking the M's for $500,000 to keep quiet about whatever their secret is. And she also tells them, hey, tell Trip. Trip is, they've been laundering money, and the money that they've been laundering, they've been putting into a secret account called Trip. So Desmond trying to figure out who's Trip, where's his money coming from, because the M's aren't cutting her in on whatever this money is that technically she's entitled to, right? So, yeah, so that's what everybody's trying to find out, who's Trip. Why is the bodybuilder lady upset about it? Like, what's happening, right? So, Polly, moving on, we'll come back to that. Polly finally meets up with the doctor, and they're having lunch, and, you know, he wants to propose again, and she's like, you know, I'm incapable of loving you. I don't love you. Like, I need to work on myself. Let's just not do this, basically. So, Polly broke it off with the doctor, which is pretty sad, because they're a pretty good match. They're both fucking nuts, but Polly had to do what's best for her. Appreciate that. Jen is also conflicted in this episode because she has a white daughter and she has a biracial daughter. Well, the dad for the biracial daughter has gotten out of prison. Well, the biracial daughter has never met her black dad. All she knows is Bryce, which is a white dude. That's all she knows is her dad. Obviously, there's a difference. We know that that's not her dad. She knows that that's not her dad. So, her dad has gotten out of jail and he wants to meet with his daughter. And Jen is, you know, kind of confused because she doesn't want Bryce to feel slighted. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want her daughter to want to leave and go be with the black family. It's a lie, right? So, but then she starts to think about all the black questions that she won't be able to answer. And this is triggered because they go into a store. And her daughter's like, hey, Mom, they ain't got no black doll babies. Like, what you want me to do? And the cashier's like, yeah, we don't have any black dolls. And then, you know, I guess she kind of looks into the future and see that her daughter grows up and she's still the only black child. And she don't know where she is or where she comes from. So, you know, I guess she's still debating, like, maybe I should let her meet her dad because she kind of doesn't fit in and she needs to know who she is, right? So she meets up with the dad and, conversation goes good and they're kind of reminiscing on some of their wild times or whatever. But then he lets her know, like, hey, I want to be back in her life. And Gina's like, you know, let's take it slow, you know, one thing at a time so that she's not disappointing. And the dad lets her know, hey, even though I'm a convicted felon, I also still have rights. And that I should have visitation purposes and you can't keep me away from her. And, you know, Jen doesn't like that and they get into a little argument and he walks away and just lets her know, like, hey, if I can't see her, we'll see you in court. And that's what you're supposed to do. Point blank, period. Convicted felon or not, that's what you're supposed to do. Ride for yours. I appreciate it. So, yeah. So Polly is back at the casino and she's snooping around and she's in. So the M's have like this kind of like assassin type weird painter guy that they keep around. I'm just gonna call him the little errand boy. And Polly is kind of snooping around his office and he comes in, he was like, what are you looking for? And she's looking at this weird painting that he painted of the two M's. And he goes into a safe behind the painting and pulls out an ancient dildo. That was something weird to me. I didn't get it. I don't know where that fits into anything. Whatever. So they're just trading stories, weird stories. And she sees like, hey, there's a picture of the two M's and then I forgot his name, the governor, on the wall. So it's a picture of the two M's, the man, the woman, M, and the governor, and it says, thanks for the good time, Trip. And Polly realizes, ding, 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 that's Trip. Well, the governor's name is something, something, nothing to do with Trip, but he's the third, which means triple. That's how they came up with Trip. So the money that they're loaning are going to the governor under the code name Trip. Right? So Polly figured it out. So now she got to go tell Desna and they need to figure out what they need to do. But before they get to do that, Bryce and Jen, they go up to the black baby daddy's house, you know, just to talk to him. And he kind of provokes them. And then the two, Bryce and the black baby daddy, they start scrapping. And his friend is over in the corner recording. And I guess his motive was to get Bryce to attack him so that his friend could record them, because as soon as the fight is over, they were like, hey, this should be good. video footage for me to take to the judge. So now I'm going to ask for sole custody. So now Jen and Bryson got themselves set up, and they're about to lose the baby because they couldn't control their temper. So that should be interesting in itself. All right, so moving on. Desna has some lady that she knows come in and lip read what the M's and these other weird people that she's talking to are saying on the camera. And the lady, she reads it and she lets them know, like, hey, we're gonna give her, basically what they said is the bodybuilder later, they're gonna pay her off. They're gonna give her $500,000, but she'll be dead before she can even cash it. So that means they're going to assassinate her after the bodybuilding competition, right? So Desna realizes that that's what she's going to do. Because the bodybuilder later knows exactly who Trip is because Trip knocked her up. So she's trying to get paid. So Desna is the master of ceremonies, and she's announcing who the winner is. And Penelope is the bodybuilder lady that knows who Trip is, and that's basically extorting the M's. And Desna lets her know, like, hey, you need to trust me because they're gonna try to kill you. And she's like, no, they're not. They paid me off, so whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And she was like, no, you're gonna be dead before it comes time for you to cash that check, baby girl. So you better believe me or you're gonna die. So they help her escape, right? I get it, I understand. Don't nobody know. But they took her to her aunt's house. Now, when somebody's gonna look for you, witness protection program or not, they're gonna start with your family, all family members. So that was not wise at all. And I say that because Desna is celebrating the fact that she helped Penelope escape. All the while, the hitman dude has found Penelope, then killed her aunt, and now she's trying to run away, then got caught, and now Penelope is dead. So Penelope, one of the few people who knows who Trip is, y'all helped her, yeah, but y'all only helped her for about a few hours. They found her the same night at her aunt's house. So now Penelope is dead, the baby's dead, she didn't get to collect the check, and y'all are no closer to knowing who the fuck Trip is. Or where he is, because Polly knows who he is, but I don't think Polly has made Desna aware just yet. So that's going to happen probably next episode, but that was like 30 minutes you could have saved. You didn't really save Penelope, so yeah. So that is season 3, episode 2 of Claws. I am ready to see what else happens this season. Hopefully Desna can hold on to something, because she can. Everybody that she falls in love with, like, tries to kill her, or she tries to kill them. So I just want Desna to be happy. I like Desna. So we'll see what happens on season 3 of Claws, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.